Hello everybody, hello, welcome to SGLIVE, welcome to the marathon. Thank you so much for being here with us, with me and Red Kitsune. We're gonna start now our run, the first run of the marathon. It's gonna be BS, The Legend of Zelda, Ancient Stone Tablets, Chapter 1. For now, you can see. As you can see, this is kind of a different Zelda, to be honest. It's based on A Link to the Past, and it's for the Nintendo Satellaview. And first, quite different thing is we can choose boy or girl. We are not gonna be playing as Link this run, and we're gonna choose girl. How are you, Red Kitsune?
Okay, hello Matt, how is everybody? I am good, thank you. So what is this? Is what everybody thinking. So Matt, if you can explain a little bit about what is this?
Yeah, we're gonna see now. This is gonna be, as we were saying, a game for the Nintendo Satellaview, which is an adapter for the Super Famicom in Japan to receive a satellite broadcast. So we could have things as voiceovers and everything in the game. This is actually a pad to be able to play in English, so we can actually understand it. And I think we are ready to start, Red.
Let's go.
Okay, give me a countdown, please.
Game, a quick game.
Countdown, please, Red.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you. And off we're gonna start here in a similar setting, but we're not with our uncle, we are not at our house, with Saharasla, with his cowboy hat, of course. And right from the start, something weird is gonna happen. We're gonna get a giant bag with a lot of items. Saharasla right now is sending us straight away to the first dungeon of the game, Eastern Palace. And as you're gonna see, the overworld is similar for now, but as we start the run, things are gonna start to get a little bit weird.
So, and for everybody to know this is an official game. This is not a hack, this is no fan-made, this is totally an official Nintendo game that came out for some strange add-on in a strange broadcasted satellite system. But this is an official game, and this is as interesting and special as the original game.
Yeah,
and when
I think
we
so.
say original game, we mean the SNES game.
Yeah, A Link to the Past. We're obviously A Link to the Past players, and we have come here from there, but I think this is a fun game. Not many people have seen it, and this is why we thought it would be excellent to bring to a marathon and be able to showcase probably the lesser known Zelda official game, which is quite crazy to think that almost no one knows about this game.
Because it's not bad, so that doesn't have that meaning besides. It has some meaning that we are going to see at the end of, or we are talk about a little bit in the end of the run, but it's a serious game, it's a good game at the end.
Yeah, we freed a bee, by the way. This is a setup we are doing for a little bit of safety in the marathon, just in case, because we're not gonna lose much time, just to be a little bit more safe, as the run does have, it's not really that much of a hard game. It's really similar to A Link to the Past, with a couple of quite big difference that we'll see soon, but just in case, as we're in a marathon run, of course.
But one question, Matt. How much do you know the game? Do you know who has the world record?
Well, yeah, that would be me. Thanks, Red. Yeah, we got the record from this category. Well, one of the most special things really for this game is the mechanic. As you can see, we have a timer on the screen. This timer is for the original function of the timer in the game. Since it would be only broadcasted for an hour, players would only be able to play this for an hour. That's the reason why I have an in-game timer, and the game is probably shorter and faster and a little bit more easy because of this. And yes, the flute does work as the mirror in this game, by the way. We have a little bit of a different functionality for some items here.
And can everybody can see, we are in kind of Easter Palace, but the rooms are different. The thing that we have to do is a little bit different, but we have still the same feeling about we have the bow in the big chest, and now we have the boots. We is more or less too close to a Easter Palace, and now we have to kill Armos.
talking about different functionality of items. I don't know if everyone catch that, Red, but we're gonna have another chance to see it now.
The boots are the big memorable thing of this run. The boots work quite different, and we are going to see. We have just see a little bit of that, but we are going to see more and more and more in the run because it's like the main thing that you have to think in order to speedrun this game.
Yeah, and as you can see, we already have the flute, which is mirror and flute in kind of a funny way. Probably the best item in this game, I guess. Well, I mean, aside from the boots, of course.
So you can see now that the boots you can move around with the boots without having to dash again. So you can perpetually, more or less, dash until you stop in a wall or stop in because you have to make a strange turn or something.
Yeah, and we're gonna take the safety.
Again, another safety.
Yeah, that's
the safety that we were talking about.
Yeah, and we have this thief with a powerful secret, Ren. Keep this secret from everyone. Here, all my money. Kind of funny.
Any thief in this kind of Zelda gives you money for some reason. So why do we need the money?
Oh.
Because we have to buy the flippers, and this is a nice room because Sora is much closer to the entrance. And one way to see that this game is like Zelda 3, or Link to the Past, but quite a little bit different and with new things in all over, like the overworld and the dungeons are the big things that are very, very different. And we saw that Easter Palace was in Easter Palace, but where we are going to find the next dungeon?
Right here, Red. Because why not?
Because why not? Why not put some kind of swamp palace behind the waterfall? It makes sense.
Yeah, and once again, as in the first dungeon, we're gonna take a small detour, get the small key, and then go back with this flute mirror combo that we have.
So, a new dungeon, a totally new puzzle. If you start to play this game, you may get lost in the dungeon because they are quite big. They have a lot of chests that they are not necessary. They have a lot of rupees. We have talked a little bit about different categories of the speedrunning. There is a 100% category that requires you to get a lot of money in order to buy things.
Yeah, King Sora did lower his price. And yeah,
yes, the flippers were cheaper, but the bottles have more cost.
Yeah, this is actually any percent category of this game. There are like 4 or 5 different categories. We will talk a little bit more of this towards the end of the run. Right now we're going through the second dungeon, which is actually Red, if I'm not mistaken, the last dungeon in the first chapter of this game.
Yes, remember that again, this was some weird experiment that has these weekly games that you have to play in some hour and you have voiceover. Nice. So this is very strange. And that was a good dash. So we have 4 games in total. Each game with 2 dungeons, while the 4th game has also Ganon. So more or less 2 dungeons and Ganon.
And what boss do you think we're gonna see in this dungeon? I mean, what could it be?
Okay, this looks like Swamp Palace, but it's the second dungeon, so I will say between Argus and Land Molas? Who knows?
Whoa! What is Mulder doing in Swamp Palace? Oh.
And what is going with that hole? What is going to happen? Maybe
Mulder trolling without even a hole? Terrible as always. And we're gonna actually reset our game now.
Yes, we will have to make the reset in order to change game, and we have to be a little bit aware that do not reset too early. The game have to save
Yeah.
And we do not really know when the game is saving.
Yeah. We can't really control when the game saves, so here I actually waited for the transition, what I would never do in a run, to be honest, but, well, I don't want to have to redo the boss right now, that's for sure. So what it is, wait a little bit more, and the game should have saved. We have the chapter set up with a similar name, so we'll correctly recognize our save file, and as you can see, we have 6 hearts. This means everything went okay.
So that we have 4 chapters. This is the second chapter, and when Matt is going to use the flute, we're going to see that we have different overworld, that the games like grow in overworld. It never has the all overworld these chapters, but now we have more to explore in some sense. So we go to our random hall, and then we find somewhat Thief Town. Again, this has the graphics and things, and maybe some rooms are quite like the Link to the Past, but the game is quite different.
Yeah, I think especially the boots, because basically, like, I think except maybe 3 or 4 rooms, all rooms are like dash rooms, really, right? So, obviously, I'm talking about bonks. What we want to do is avoid bonking as much as possible, obviously. I'm going to play it a little bit safe here as well. We really don't want to lose life for Helmasaur. Oh. Spoilers.
Well, let's forget that, and let's then play again which was going to be. We find the hammer?
Yeah, I think that pretty much gives it away, right?
That makes sense, because more or less the items in this game, the items is very in order to kill the boss. So
yeah, this is actually not linked to the past randomizer. Shout out to the community and the tournament, of course.
And so the setup for this game is quite. Oh, okay, and then we find Helma. I don't run this game, so I am always not waiting for the boss to really appear in some weird, strange, not big door.
A little bit sloppy, the Helmasaur, to be honest, but it's decent. This is, I mean, it does seem easy, but as you're only with 6 hearts and you obviously want to kill it as quickly as possible in such a short game, it's not... it kills runs, to be honest. I mean, we do have the fairy here, which is not... we're gonna play it as if we didn't have it.
And take notice that we are using the level 1 sword. When we get the sword, it's called level 1. And even though it's more or less the fighter sword, the bosses has less life. This is why Moldor was only killed with 3 hits. And here Helma has less life in the mask, and that's something that the game is trying to balance. The game wants that you, in a blind playthrough, you can finish this in 1 hour. So the game is giving you some easy things to kill, less life on the boss, more. Now that we were in the Lost Wood, now we are in Skullwoods.
Yeah, sort of Skullwoods? Skullwoods? I don't know. I think it has another funnier name. Yeah, and I agree with that. Please do everyone ping Beatort or something. I think... Oh. This dumb slugs. This enemy's hit harder than Ganon, by the way. But let's play it a little bit safe.
These slugs are from Misery Mire, so they hit like a truck. They are the only strange enemy put really when you only have... Well, you can find extra hearts, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They are kind of hard just in the 4th dungeon in the game.
Yeah, it sounds a bit like strange really, but to be honest, those slugs and Helmasaur are almost like the biggest run and killers when you're trying to go like really fast. Probably should have gone that hard, but oh well.
The total rally is going to be under 40 minutes, so this is not a really long game, and you will see why it's going to be that short, because the blind playthrough is always going to be longer.
Yeah, this game has a weird mechanic, to say the least. We'll get that towards the end. Oh.
You
Second
may
bump, I
have
think.
seen because it's really quick and maybe you haven't paid enough attention, but sometimes it appears fairies out of nowhere or bombos out of nowhere. That is because of the voiceover. The voiceover is talking about, okay, let me help you with this fairy, and then appears a fairy. So if you are not really, but if you are paying attention about what the text is talking, maybe you can see why something random appears. There is not too much to see in this run because it's really quick, but if you are playing the whole hour of each week, you will see a lot of random effects. And sometimes you have infinite bombs, sometimes you get arrow replenish.
Ooh, our goods. This is our goods.
Sometimes again we have the fighter sword, but more or less making the master sword damage, something like that.
Well, actually, thanks to Rando, you can kill the puffs in ALTTPR with the same sword, but the damage tables are a bit different.
So that's the main other thing, that the bosses, all bosses has different the damage tables. A little bit easier.
Yeah, we're gonna play it a little bit safe as well with Argus. The hammer can be better, but if it's cape, it's really uncomfortable. And we can always get him quick this way. And we're gonna have our second reset of the run.
So again, we have finished the second chapter now. We still have to do the third and the fourth. And we reset because we need to change the game. And we have some kind of fancy setup. So when we reset, the game changes itself, more or less.
Yeah, I'm actually playing this on a Super Famicom on original hardware, with a flash card, obviously, and thanks to the community, we're able to play this seamlessly, as you can see, and I'm actually loading the game with USB, so then I can save a little bit of time. And yes, the game is timed. As you can see right now on screen, it says 3:06. In the patch version, the first chapter is always on hour 1, the second one is always in hour 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, the game actually, in the fourth one at least, it does end if you don't get quick enough to the end.
You can game over in that game.
Oh,
you get
nice.
game over. You didn't beat Ganon in time. The evil has won.
Glitches are weird sometimes. So yeah, let's go to our next dungeon. This looks like, I don't know, Swamp Palace again?
Sometimes something like that. You chat can guess which boss we are going to see. We have seen Argus, Helma, and Moldor. So there is a lot of bosses here. This maybe it's blind. Maybe it's another one.
Yeah, let's see. There we have Sida Key Dash, by the way. We do have some tech from A Link to the Past speed running. Not all of it, because the game is not based in the 1.0 Japanese version, unfortunately. That would be much better. But, so it's based on the, well, I guess 1.2 version, I think? Japanese, same as American, so we won't have some of the glitches, which would be really nice to have. And yeah,
we are going to have some of the general glitches that we are going to see, but we do not have, for instance, item dash, which could be funny in this setting with these boots, but we do not have that.
Yeah, totally.
So, for instance, this room with this block that we have to throw, this looks a lot like Ice Palace, but this is in here. So there is some recurring puzzles, but we have this new puzzle about torches, so appear a chest, and we get the big key.
Yeah, I think this game is really amazing from a technical point. I totally agree, and as always, really thankful to all the community that with all the amazing work, it enables us to try time loss game like this, you know, there's absolutely no way to play this game now in the intended way, and that's, I think it's a real shame. I think it's a really fun, like, mini A Link to the Past, something like that. And hey, who needs a sword level 2, Red?
We have already the level 3 sword. I think there is non-level 2 sword in this game, so it's like kind of strange, but whatever. The more the better.
Yeah, and we're almost done with the 5th dungeon. As you can see, this is a quite fast game. So it's really easy to run and play.
Given that the game wants to be shorter in order to be able to be finished quick, and you have the boots, so
what is happening?
It is not too much overworld. For some reason now we are in Desert Palace, so okay, the boss is Landmo, and we can see one of these new way to kill bosses with the boots tech, which is fun enough to...
Yeah, in the end, Lamolas will always depend on the RNG. Oh, terrible RNG with 2-3 short hops. I think it's 4 quick cycles, which is really terrible. Should be 2-3 at the most, but it is quite fun, I think.
So we have the 5th table. Fifth.
Yes.
So we still are in this 3rd chapter. We have another dungeon. So where is going to be this dungeon?
Well, we're not gonna take the flute this time.
This one was kind of on... No, for now on, and with the boots, we are really close to each dungeon, so we are always going to be running there. So looks like we are going to desert, but we have a problem that we didn't get the book at any point. But it doesn't matter. We do not have to use it.
Yeah, I had a kind of a terrible bonk there. What I was trying to avoid is something that fortunately we will not be able to do that in the whole game. If you actually dash across a slope, you can actually get like dragged into the slope and then you bonk in the worst possible way.
Another funny thing of this dungeon is that you can find different routes, different ways to complete this dungeon, because you have different doors and there are many, well, not many, but there are different ways to get to the boss. So this is another thing totally original, totally, if you are blind playing this game, you may get lost, you may feel something very different, or as close as possible to play the first time Link to the Past.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really fun for any Link to the Past player. It's quite different. It's quite different, to be honest, but I think it's really fun. And you should really try it if you like Link to the Past. It's something a bit different. And here we're gonna get another safety item, Red.
Again, if we were looking for the world record, as Matkap has done in another week, he wouldn't take this, but now we are just taking this in just for precaution, just because we do not want to die in Ganon.
Yeah, and honestly, as we still have like 3 dungeons left, the red mail sometimes allows you to take like a little bit of more risk, and even, I don't know, I think it's such a small time loss, honestly. Oh, and this is like, wait, yeah, second try. Oh, yeah, second try is okay. That Stalfos in that position can be like really RNG heavy, and that can definitely kill a run as well.
So here we have some kind in desert, but we already have seen Landmolas. So which boss is going to be? Now we have the fire rod, so maybe something. Now, for instance, that fairy. That fairy appears just because the text is talking about let me give you some fairy to help you.
Yes.
So which boss is going to be here?
Ooh, Mothula.
Some strange Mothula that looks like it gets hit by the spikes or something.
Yeah, I mean,
very fast.
Fortunately I haven't been able to play this on emulator now, but Oh, no. Oh, I think that was a huge mistake.
I think that Matkap restart a little sooner.
Oh my god.
Okay, do not worry too much.
No, I didn't. I actually like. Oh, I'm really sorry for this. This is like a really strange setup. No, I can actually fly there. And this should have never happened. I'm gonna have to kill that boss again, unfortunately. I'm really sorry. As we were saying, the setup for the game is kind of terrible, to be honest. To try to load the ROMs as fast as possible. It shouldn't really put us in any of the problems. It shouldn't be more like a minute or something like that. We're gonna have to see the back section of this dungeon again, and I really apologize for this.
As we said, when you are grinding for the world record, you train yourself, and this is why Matkap did it. You train yourself to make the reset not as fast as possible, but as close as possible to when the game saves. So that was muscle memory because he trained too much, grinding in the moment as soon as possible, but with the save, which usually you get sometimes too early because it's not really sure when the game saves.
Yeah, if we actually play
like,
on emulator, we can see the timestamp. We unfortunately can't do it here. So it's a bit of a weird thing that happens sometimes with this game, but well, again, we're almost. We're almost there. So
it's very close or very similar when you are playing some different disc games like a Final Fantasy or something that you have to change this. So given that this has autosave, we have this problem that we want to change the disc as soon as possible, but we cannot see when the game is saved. And if we were playing in emulator, you can see the file and you can see, okay, the Windows is telling me, or whatever system is telling me, that this file is already updated, so it's already autosave. So we see again Mocula, whatever. The fan boss. And that gold V that appear, as you can see in the text, appear gold V. So for some reason, Saharasla or Zelda in this case, sends to us a gold V in order to help us in our quest. So now, Matt, please be sure that you get out of the step.
yeah, totally. Fortunately, we are gonna load the final ROM now, so we shouldn't have any more issues.
And this is totally strange to see because sometimes it saves before the spin-off with the sword, and other times after the sword, and we are not really sure why and how this works. Really, these strange things that you are not really sure.
Yeah. If someone knows a way to monitor the save states inside of an SD to a SNES, please contact us. But I mean,
another thing that we can ask for is a practice hack in order to see which
that would be
strat
amazing.
is faster.
That would be amazing.
With the ROM time, but we are only wishing. So here is another memorable thing of this hack, something that everybody sees. Okay, this is the hack when Zelda follows you all over the place in the last 6 weeks. Which is funny enough to see Zelda helping you kill some bosses.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of a funny section. But well. That was pretty unfortunate.
We are here in Tombskin.
Yeah, this is Kingston. Where are we? This is quite strange, I think.
But then we need money.
Why
are we here? Or this look like a trap? And the answer is more or less yes. This was a trap. This was Ice Palace all the time.
Yeah, Ice Palace. I think a lot of new randomizer players' nightmare. It's here materialized suddenly. It's like a trap.
So you are here in Ice Palace with the ice physics, and you have to avoid things. You get the third glove, because we have seen some white gloves at the beginning of the last week.
yeah,
for some reason, there are 3 gloves.
And shout out to the skin of the gloves actually changes. On the sprite, which is like really funny, I think. Worst RNG possible. This dash strats, now it look not very smart, but they actually do work usually in this room. And yeah, this is a really fast dungeon.
As a Link to the Past, there is a lot of RNG in this game. There is some rooms that can be optimized with this RNG, and with another RNG that the strat is going to be garbage. So we have a lot to react to and to think about.
And yeah, definitely shout out to Quickswap. If someone wants to enable that in this game, that would make me really happy. Someone was commenting, and yes, I thought that a lot of times.
Quickswap, flute that works like a mirror, and these boots, this will be the faster game ever. With these 3 things. And we have Colster, as it should be. Nice Palace. This is the boss that there's another ones like Armos in the first one that make more sense. We get some area only for using in that room, because we are not going to use it anywhere else.
We lost like 2.5 minutes. Someone was asking.
More or less.
Unfortunately, but oh well. I think we should be under the estimate soon. So let's see. And well, we're going to the last dungeon.
So again, the last dungeon, it should be in the mountain. So let's go to the mountain. Let's go for the Death Mountain trial. So we enter here and we start looking here, and we see.
Hey, okay, the old man is not here.
This doesn't look like a cave. This looks like a dungeon. So I guess this is a dungeon. We will see what happens at the end.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Yeah, hookshot does kill them, and it's like the other strat, but the thing is, if you kill them like all, you can get like the small jellyfish really quick as well. And since you save the menu, it can be quick.
Having boots, it makes you that it's sometimes really faster to just use boots instead of a menu there. As in Link to the Past, you want to do the less menus possible.
Third bomb, I think? Kind of bad.
But again, this game can be optimized, maybe more. We do not know all the possible strats. We have not good way to time the how many frames were in with each strategy, so there is room for improvement everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. We will start talking about this one. Yeah, this is Turtle Rock, by the way, if in case anyone is asking it. This is absolutely Turtle Rock, the 8th dungeon. And as you can see, we can set up some key dashes. We do save some time. The mechanic for the key dash, it's actually a bit strange, since sometimes you can turn. I'm not absolutely 100% sure that how it works, but oh. And our friends, these logs are back.
So this is the Turtle Rock, but at the end we are going to be at the top of the mountain, so it's kind of like the Death Mountain Trail now has Trinex for some reason. So here we have in this chest that Matt is not going to open the mirror shield that we are not going to use. But another, and as you can maybe have noticed, most of the major items are in a small chest, and this really looks like a randomizer, because you find the sword in a chest, you find
the equipment,
the red mail,
all the equipment,
the red mail, and we have this nice room that can be done in just. Imagine doing that in the dark maze or in the maze of Aga Tower.
We still have to use a ROM for it chapter. We do have a system that makes it a little bit easier, because the save file will be recognized automatically from one game to another, but we still have the 4 different games for each chapter.
So now, again, something that can be done, and Matkap done very well, is that instead of using here some area, you can just hover. It saves a little bit of time. It depends. It really depends on how fast are you hovering, and if you can make hover in a few tries.
This is terrible.
Okay.
At least.
Already.
I got it first try all the time this morning. Bit nervous, I guess,
this morning
with a bigger audience.
Everything.
But, I mean, I think it's still save time.
As always, when you are in PB time, you cannot do any kind of hover or swag. So, we know it, that happens. So now we get the ice rod in piece here, so some items there are in the big chest. And so they are telling us you are going to kill Trinex. Again, a Trinex with a different damage table. We only need one sword, one slash with the temper sword.
Yeah,
so it's really not easy, but more consistent to get
and we can actually
kill Trinex.
Yeah, as what Red was saying, we can get a 0-cycle kill in Trinex. Oh. But we just need to hit the ice head as soon as it spawns. We don't have to go to the back, but it does work.
The previous world record holder was playing in the Everdrive, so I imagine that there is some way to play.
Yeah, you can play it on the Everdrive, I believe. Okay, so don't like not having a teleport. It's so strange.
So, yeah, this is, as I said, this dungeon does not give you to the beginning because you have to get to the Death Mountain, which, by the way, you enter by the Spectacle Rock. There is no Tower of Hera. We have now to read the ancient tablet.
Yeah, we brought here Zelda to read the ancient tablet with the Book of Mudora, which, by the way, is in the files of the game, but it's not in the game. The same as the cape, which is pretty weird. And she's going to be here deciphering the tablet. She's going to be dancing around the tablet, and she actually literally takes, for real, 33 minutes to give us the silver arrows. This is actually the main category of the game. Okay, where we get this? Oh, game is not finished at all. Okay, here we're gonna pull the really famous yellow Master Sword.
It's because you...
I know. Yeah, delay.
It's because you split it earlier.
Okay, so what are we gonna do? Like, the game actually wants to wait us for 33 minutes, but I think that maybe wouldn't be the best option for a marathon. So we're just gonna do the East Mountain skip that I think a lot of you will be familiar with. This is actually gonna enable to get us to get to a part of the game that is not in the game, really. This is like regular East Paradox, East that mountain that we all know and love. There's nothing here, so there's no ferry, there's no nothing, because usually Zelda will open a portal for us to actually get to the last portion of the game. But fortunately, we can use these tricks that have been known for ages to be able to get here. And voila, we are in Ganon's tower suddenly.
Yes, the timer was a little bit early splitted. Do not worry.
Everything's good. Everything's good. So sorry for that. Everything's good. The timer is fixed. Everything's good. Timer is good. Everything's good. Really sorry for that. The setup of this game is a little bit complicated. I apologize.
Yeah, because he has linked the split with the exchange of rooms, so there was something missing there.
And here we are,
so
the blue pig. And of course, why will you do anything in any other way when we can just dash, Red?
So we are dashing around Ganon until he dies. Well, until he changes of face. Again, we have not pyramid, there is not overworld there is not dark world really in this game, so there is not going to be the falling floor, because there is, if you fall here, the game does not have the way, the game doesn't have where to put you. So there is no falling floor, but we have to kill Ganon in the same way. as usually we do not have silver, so silverless Ganon.
Yeah, silverless Ganon, all silverless Ganon. I think most of us know of this. We will be able to get even 4 hits in one cycle if you do it right.
And this Ganon has less hits, so it's a little bit more important, but whatever. We are just showing the game a little bit. But this is also another thing that you can optimize in this game to really quick heal in only 2 cycles.
Yeah, we could probably get a 2 cycle here, but well, it's not much of a difference. And well, the game will end now here when we do the final spin. Unfortunately, the game does end a bit anticlimactically, since like we would have to wait the 33 minutes for the official finish, and that's time. And well, yeah, as you can see, the game finished in a bit of a weird way right now. Of course, the regular, we have 2 more categories. The normal one would be just to do everything that we've done and then literally wait next to Zelda 33 minutes so you get the silver arrows, come here and kill Ganon. We also have any percent NMG. There we start from the 4th ROM. We go to the door of each dungeon, then we go and wait for Zelda to get the silver arrows. That's the 3 categories I've run for now. And 100% and all tablets would be the ones left. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's definitely a GG, guys. Yeah, and well, thank you so much. I'm really sorry for the unfortunate reset in Schoolwoods. The nerves got a little bit to myself. It's a really unfortunate setup to run sometimes, and always trying to be as fast as possible. Hopefully it wasn't a little bit, it wasn't much of a time loss. We are 13 seconds under schedule, so I think that's fortunate. At least I made it. And well, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone here and all the community and the marathon for helping us, as well as all the A Link to the Past randomizer community, and the BS Zelda community, really small. Maybe it can get a little bit bigger, I don't know. I encourage everyone that plays A Link to the Past to try this game. It's fun to try something different. You can do bootstraps anywhere. Maybe they're not the fastest sometimes, but really fun. And I think that's pretty much it by ourselves. I did want to give a really fast shout out as well to SpeedGaming Español, to the Spanish portion of SpeedGaming. Huge thanks to all the admins and everyone. We're covering some races for the Tournament of Orphan in Spanish, sometimes maybe even some that are not covered in another language. And we encourage every single of you to learn Spanish with us if you want to watch some rando or something. And I think that's pretty much everything for ourselves, right?
I think also that. Thank you for being here, and next, let's see what comes now. Something really fun to see.
Yeah, no, thank you. I really thought this was a different game. I started running in recently because recently, and no, I found fun with it. I will probably come back to 100% category at one point. And well, we're gonna continue now with some awesome run for sure as well. And huge thanks you to all of you. And well, if you want to watch more random Spanish, you know where to find us. And that will pretty much be everything from us. So, can't show you the credits, unfortunately. But if you want to, you can look them up for YouTube or look for the standard category, where you can see the credits of the game. They're actually quite funny. And well, thank you to all the admins and for everyone for everything. And we have, oh my god, yeah, Blood Saint Bingo, I believe. That's incredibly hype. And thank you very much. That's been BS Zelda. That stands for another thing. You can maybe work it out for yourself. And it's obviously based on the best Zelda, which is A Link to the Past. So yeah, it has to be awesome. Thank you very much. This has been Matkap and Red Kitsune. Bye bye.